My name is Adam State. I'm the product manager for GadellNet's Business Intelligence Jumpstart. Today I want to give you a brief overview of the program itself and what you can expect as you engage with GadellNet to implement business intelligence within your organization to start helping make better decisions. The process itself is 5 simple steps, pretty straightforward. The first is a short online survey we'll ask your organization to complete. This will allow us to gain a bit more insight into the maturity level of your business intelligence activities. Next, we'll hold a stakeholder meeting to determine the goals for your BI proof of concept dashboard. Next, where the rubber meets the road, we'll connect to your data, begin aggregating that and building out a data model, which will move to step 4 and create dashboards and reports on top of. We'll create a single dashboard of up to 5 standard visuals connected to that data model, which will help you understand the data in a bit easier fashion, and we'll take a look at that here in just a few minutes. And the next step, the final step, is that GadellNet will provide a customized BI roadmap for your organization. This is something that you can use to help implement business intelligence across the organization and gain maturity within the practice. So the program uses Microsoft's Power BI platform, and that consists of 2 tools. The first is a desktop application we won't look at today, but that's where you'll do much of your data manipulation and that kind of thing, some of the power work behind the scenes. And that tool allows you to push that information, reports, dashboards, and data up to the web service, which we'll now take a look at. You see here, welcome to Power BI. The tool is very robust. It's an industry leader, so you'll be in good hands. The first thing you'll notice over here on the left is some options to view data and to access data, reports, dashboards, and the things within the service. You'll notice I have a favorites, a recent, apps that we may build for your team, reports that have been shared with you, as well as workspaces, and that includes a personal workspace, as well as group workspaces, which Microsoft calls app workspaces. And this is where you may have something like marketing, finance, HR, workspaces for those users to work within their own, call it bubble, and collaborate together within the tool. Today we'll look at the Power BI demo workspace. This is a group workspace. And you'll notice if I hit the drop down, I have dashboards, reports, workbooks, and data sets. I have the same thing here across the top, left to right. And to give you a little background on this, the data sets think of that as the raw data that's underneath the reports and dashboards that we'll view here. So whether those be Excel files, databases, MySQL, SQL, Oracle, tables that are on the web, all kinds of things. SharePoint lists we can connect to over 65 different types of data, and with third-party connectors, another 100. So a lot of ways to connect to data and web applications. The next thing you'll see here, workbooks. Those are Excel workbooks that we may provide access to through the service. Next, reports. And so we can have multiple reports that roll up to a single dashboard. So again, think of this as a marketing report, an operations report, a finance report. Maybe they each have one key critical piece of information that your CEO wants to take a look at every morning. We add those tiles to a single dashboard, and they can access all of that information in one place. Very key feature and kind of the whole purpose of business intelligence and the dashboarding and reporting that we're working to build out with you. So next, you'll notice here I built a report, and this is basically just to give you a look at the raw data. So this is exactly how the data looks in an Excel file behind the scenes, very raw. You think of this as a database as well. You'll notice I also have a second tab here that gives me customer data. So if tab 1 is really the sales data, tab 2 is my customer data. Customer, their ID, the industry they're in, so we can slice this by industry. We can slice this by region and location. You'll see I have longitude, latitude. You could have their address, the region they're in here, and then also the sales rep that's assigned to that customer. And so what I've done is aggregate that information, related it all behind the scenes to build reports and dashboards. So here's my Canner sales analysis dashboard, you'll notice a very big difference between the raw data we just looked at in this dashboard. Over here on the left, we have our aggregate numbers, gross margin of 72.1%, 2 million in revenue, 10 customers, and 31 products make up the data. If we move to the right, we can see a trend in our total revenue by month and gross margin percent by month. If I scroll over the visual, you'll notice I can see the revenue itself, so $798,000 in revenue in March, $353,000 in April, so on and so forth. I can do the same on the gross margin percent by month. You'll also notice that I have the ability with a single click to drill down a level. So whether you're going from years to months to years to quarters to months to days, or in this case from months to day of the month, if I drill down, now what I'm seeing is day 0 through day 30 of each month. It's aggregated that information, and it's smart enough to know that I need to see that view. And so now I can see that I've sold $127,000 on the third day of the month. So depending on your situation in your industry and the type of business you do, this can be very valuable. Again, with a single click, I can go back up to the top level. We move down to the bottom here. You'll notice I have 2 tables, top 10 customers by revenue, top 10 products by revenue. You'll notice that as I scroll over the tables, the cells highlight, and that shows me that I can click on those cells and actually filter the entire report to the data on that line. For instance, if I want to see only sales of the BioHold product, if I click on this cell, it has now filtered the entire report to only sales of that item. You'll notice 4 customers, 1 product, and you'll notice over here on the right, it's a good time to get to our sales rep numbers. You'll notice over here that Antonina has sold the BioHold product, Ethan has not, Jeffrey has sold the product, so on and so forth. You'll also notice their gross margins on that product. If I go back to that table and click that cell again, it will release the filter, and now I'm back up to the total view. And I've done this to show you the KPI visual that can be very valuable here. You'll notice we actually have a goal or a target for each salesperson listed. For instance, for Jeffrey, his goal is $540,000, and he's at $813 in sales now, and that's plus 50.56% to his goal. Those in green are above their goal, their target. Those in red are below. So again, very visual, gives you a quick way to look at this and say who's meeting goals, who's not, whether that be by division, by salesperson, whatever that may be. And then over on the right, for each person, we have their particular gross margin. You'll notice that Ethan has a great margin, but he's still below his goal. So again, you can start to make connections in the data and dig a bit deeper as you need to understand what's going on. Let's go back over here to our raw data for a moment. You'll notice here too that the data behind the scenes actually is not formatted in the way that it is on our dashboards. For instance, our gross margin is not a percent here; it's a number. We've got our gross margin percent here. Our cost is not formatted as a dollar. So we can do all of that in the Power BI tool itself. So a lot of data manipulation can happen there. So I hope that gives you a good overview of the product and the program that we've put together for you. If you'd like to talk a bit more about that, you can reach out to your GadellNet account manager, sales rep, or you can reach me directly at adam.state@GadellNet.com. Thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed it.